So let's together offer some words of blessing to Tova, to Stephen and Sharon, to Norman. So please join me. Barcheinu Avinu Kulanu Ke'echad Kulanu Ke'echad Be'or Panecha Barcheinu Avinu Kulanu Ke'echad Kulanu Ke'echad Be'or Panecha Barcheinu Avinu Kulanu Ke'echad Kulanu Ke'echad Be'or Panecha Barcheinu Avinu Kulanu Ke'echad Kulanu Ke'echad Be'or Panecha. Thank you for your support, for attending. I know you join me in the prayer that Chayalei Tzahal and American troops be protected. And of course, we feel in a palpable way the memory of Norman and the memory of Belda. And in my words of reflection, I offer some words of gratitude to Sharon and Stephen, my dear friends. In the presence of parents, and Steve, I know your dad is right here watching from the heavens. And Sharon, I know that your dad in that Washington home feels your love and will always feel your love. Perhaps the most important concept in the Torah is the challenge that we have to join in a covenantal, contractual partnership with God to make this world a better world, to redeem the Jewish people, and through our redemption, to do our share to redeem the world. I believe that this is encapsulated in one word. It's the last word of the creation story. It's the word la'asot. When God turns to humankind and says, now you do. And in partnership with me, God says, let's make this world a better world. And on Shavuot, the holiday we'll soon be celebrating, the Jews assembled at Sinai and for the first time responded to that challenge of la'asot as we called out, na'aseh, we will do. To God's challenge of la'asot, we answered, na'aseh, we will do our share to Vishamru Derech Hashem, Lasot Tzedakah Umishpat, to bring the message of ethical monotheism into the world. And in the end, this challenge of joining in covenantal partnership with God to perfect the world, while it is a communal challenge, it's an individual challenge. And this evening, we honor individuals who lead the way. Tova and Norman, and Sharon and Stephen. You lead the way. You are the Rebbes of teaching all of us what it means to experience not only the renewal of body, but the renewal of spirit of Am Yisrael. And I'd like to spell out for you, in front of your children, and your children are your ultimate, greatest legacy, how Sharon and Stephen have made the difference in Chovevei Torah in specific terms. This is what Stephen has done, and he could not have done it without Sharon's guidance and support and love. This is what Stephen has done. You have taken a fledgling school, a rabbinic school, a dream, a founder's school, and you've turned it into a school, a rabbinic school, with deep institutional roots. If that's all you did, it would be Dayenu. But you took it further. This is what you did, Stephen, with Sharon's support. You took a board that has its strength, and I can't stand before you without thanking my good friend, Howard Jonas, without whom the dream could never have ever started. And there are others in this room, Jack and others, without whom the dream could never have started and continued. But you took that board and you inspired the board. You inspired the board to individually become invested in this yeshiva. And today it's a great honor to be part of a board that you have shepherded, Stephen, and that you lead. And if that's all you did, I would say Dayenu, but you did more. You've become what I call the go-to person. Rabbis in the yeshiva are often called for help by our students, but there's another Rebbe who's called Stephen. And I want everyone here to know, those who don't know, that Stephen is one of the most extraordinary, sought-after lawyers in the country. I know this personally. He's been a great pro bono attorney to me. I think Stephen once said to me that if I were a paying customer, he could build half of his practice around me. But Stephen, you have become the go-to person for musmachim throughout the country. As busy as you are, you somehow find the time. And you've negotiated contracts. When students have faced certain challenges, you've navigated the path. You've always been there for them. And Stephen, thank God, you are one, hell of a fundraiser. You don't go over walls or under walls, but through walls, and you don't take no for an answer. And on a very personal note, permit me a very personal note. Sometimes, when you're the founder of a dream, it can get very lonely. And that gets complicated because when you're dreaming the dream, you're not supposed to in any way expose yourself and be vulnerable. You have to be so certain, with absolute certitude, of the correctness of the dream. All is well. And yet there have been so many moments where I wasn't certain, where I felt I had to take off masks and show vulnerability and uncertainty and cry and needed a shoulder upon which to lean. And Steve, I tell the world outside of my family, you and Sharon, you are that confidant. I'm forever grateful to you. I'm forever grateful to you for that friendship. You mean the world to me. I love you dearly. I thank you with all my heart and soul. Stephen Lieberman and Sharon are not only a people who really, really manifests the blessing we say every morning, Hanoten laya'if koach. You are a person of koach and strength, because Stephen, as you know, is indefatigable, he's savvy, he's tough, he's powerful, he doesn't take no for an answer. But you're also an Ozer Yisrael b'gvura. Gvura is the spiritual peace. It's the peace that really speaks truth to power. It's the Ozer Yisrael b'gvura that is humble, that is kind, and that is caring. You've made Chovevei what it is today, and for this I and everybody here, we are forever grateful. So if I can ask Stephen and Sharon if you could rise for a moment, and while we're at it, if Tova could please come forward, and if I can ask everyone to please rise, and let's really join in very, very powerfully the day after Yom Yerushalayim, in the hope and in the prayer that what's happening here at Chovevei has taken us a step towards the ultimate redemption which Yerushalayim represents. And if the people, the wonderful people with music, could help me out. And so let's listen closely and join me in the Chazanut, and let's dance and raise the roof around our guests of honor. V'yetayu kol le'avdecha v'varchu shem kvodecha. The day will come when all people will bless the Lord as we enter Yerushalayim. Join me. Da-dai, 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 da-da-da-da-dai. Ay, dai, dai, dai. Lishana haba, lishana haba, lishana hazot birushalayim, lishana hazot. Let's all join in 2 circles. Lishana hazot birushalayim.